Few things in life are as guilt-provoking and producing as starting and running a business. But what do you do with all that business guilt? Find out on today's episode. Hey y'all, I'm Kendrick Shope, creator of Authentic Selling, the #1 sales process for your business, which allows you to get more customers, make more money, and have the freedom to live the life you want to live. For tactical, practical, proven, strategic sales solutions that work for your business, ring the bell and subscribe. I was not prepared for the level of guilt I would feel when I started a business. Now, I have done years and years of mindset work. I know that guilt is not helpful ever, not ever, no, never, ever, ever. But the amount of guilt that I felt when I made business mistakes, the only thing I can compare it to is it's almost as gut-wrenching as when you make a mistake with your child. Almost. There are times when there is so much guilt and so much, why did I do this? I should have known better. Why did I not listen to my gut? Beating yourself up. It's like you're in the ring and you're going, 10 rounds with Rocky Balboa. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Southpaw, southpaw. I mean, seriously, it's like this guilt is going to knock me out. I'm going to knock you out. I think I combined LL Cool J and Rob Bass. So yeah, there you go. There's a mashup for you. You heard it here first. So what do you do with all this guilt? I mean, we can't let it fester. We can't let it grow, because if you don't deal with guilt, guilt will turn into something much worse than guilt. Guilt festers and it turns into lack of belief. It turns into you doubting yourself. It turns into you wanting to throw in the towel and walk away because you think you're not good enough. And even if you're like me and you've done mindset work, guilt will get you. The rhythm is gonna get you. So what do you do with all that guilt? Well, there are a couple of things that I have learned in 11 years of running a business that I do with guilt and that I teach our students to do with guilt. The first thing is, and it sounds cliche, but remember why you started. Remember all that bravery and all that grit and determination and moxie that it took to leave your corporate job, to tell your spouse that you're starting a business. Remember Different Strokes when Arnold was always like, "What you talking about, Willis?" It's kind of like that. You tell people you're starting a business and you get the, "What you talking about, Willis?" look. I mean, remember back to why you started and all of that. What are you talking about? I am the next big thing. Get ready to know my name. Remember that. Remember that moxie and that drive and your just isness, your essence that was just on fire. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is realize. So step 1 is think back. Step number 2 is realize and accept that you are already braver than your neighbor who's playing it safe but miserable. Really let this sink in. If this was easy, everybody would be doing it. All of our neighbors would be doing it. My husband would be doing this because he loves to make money, but he is risk averse. God help him for marrying me, but he is risk averse. He doesn't want to do this kind of thing. You said, "I refuse to settle for the status quo. I deserve better. My family deserves better. The world deserves better." And you took action. Step 1 is remember why you started. Step 2 is accept that you are already brave. So that guilt can try to knock you down like Rocky Balboa, but in the end, you're gonna be the one standing like Rocky Balboa. He always finds a way. Rocky was a street fighter. So all these boxers had all this technique and all this stuff. And Rocky, you knew in the end it came down to hustle, grit, and willpower. And he was always going to be the one standing. And that's what you have. I know this about you because you've already started. You're already braver than the majority of people out there. Now, you may have some guilt about spending too much money, about taking a bunch of classes. You may look at people who you think are successful or who are successful and wonder, did they ever do this? Why is it taking me so long to reach the same level of success? And here's the last thing I want you to know. The truth is, yes, they did the same thing. No matter what story they tell you on Instagram, they struggled. They have guilt. No matter how much work they've done, there was a time when they questioned everything. And so I am a proponent of let's ditch the cycle of shame and embrace a circle of trust. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I have invested in courses that I never opened. I sure have. I'm still successful. I have done things that I thought I would never do. I have a graveyard of courses on my computer that I'm never going to use. Again, let's get t-shirts made. That is just a step or a partial story in your entrepreneurial journey, and everybody's got one. So reframe that guilt to say, if it's happening to me right now, then I am in good company, because you're in company with the leaders, the experts, the change makers. So what to do with guilt? Number 1, remember why you started. Number 2, accept that you are braver than your neighbor already just by starting, because your neighbor's playing it safe but miserable. And number 3, let the guilt go. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Whatever you've done, I've done it too. I guarantee you. It's okay. Just because you've messed up, even if you have been clawing your way away for 7 years, does not mean that your business is doomed. For more tactical, practical, and tangible tips like this that are guaranteed to grow your sales, ring the bell. Ring the bell above, or is it below? I believe in you, and I believe in your business. Bye, y'all.